Songs that move your booty. Yeah.
I got to check out your new video.
Yeah, excuse me. I'm still on California time, man. I haven't gotten a good night's sleep since we got back from vacation.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I just thought that would be a good topic. So I made a video about it and dropped it about an hour ago, maybe.
Yeah, nice.
And all I was doing was there's a couple songs there was one song when we were riding the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Mm-hmm. And it came on, we were in the middle of the ride, and it kind of just brought a tear to my eye. Like I just overcome with emotion, like in a good way. Yeah. But it got me thinking, how music is and how it moves you. And I'm kind of an open book about music and being a goofball and stuff. So I don't have any problem with telling people that some songs make me cry for one reason or another. So sure. I thought it'd be kind of neat to, yeah, exactly. I thought it'd be kind of neat to discuss some of those. So the two that I kind of brought up, one was just Sublime in general. Always reminds me of a couple friends I had in high school who passed away. Yeah. And then I've Got a Name by Jim Croce was another one. And that reminds me of my dad. So every time I hear that, and my dad's still alive, so nothing crazy there. But anyway, yeah, just kind of, but then there's a lot of other ones that, for as soon as you hear it, it's like, oh man, it just puts you right back to when you were in ninth grade or, I don't know, 10 years ago, just something, it always takes you back. And that's what I really enjoy about music is the good vibes it gives you. You don't have to sit there and be a critical listener to enjoy music. You can enjoy it from your kitchen, while you're doing dishes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How about you, Michael? You got anything?
As far like songs in particular?
No pressure.
Yeah, I don't listen to a ton of music. And when I do, I'm typically just kind of scrolling and browsing and just.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'll have them on shuffle and I'll just come across it and then I'll just zone out, like, oh, wow. And that just takes you there. So,
I mean, lately I've been going back to a lot of 90s music, and in a way, like you said, it goes back to, sorry about that. It goes back to memories, those songs trigger memories from, when you and your boys were hanging out and y'all were doing something stupid. You're like, yeah, I remember we did that.
Yeah. Like, how do we not go to jail?
Yeah, exactly. Like we should have died that night, but somehow we made it through and we actually did something with our life,
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So Jim Croce, I didn't realize that, but he died at like a really young age. I want to say it was like in his 30s when he passed away.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until like a few months ago. My wife and I were talking and I said, yeah, he had a few songs like that hit really big, but then you never heard anything from him after that. And I thought, I wonder what happened. And my dad had told me that he'd passed away. But I didn't realize how young. I'm actually looking it up now. He was 30 years old, 30. Oh. And he had some bangers. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes you think, imagine if that dude had lived a full life, what else would have came from him,
Yeah. Well, I can tell you guys right now that I only cry when I yawn.
Oh, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Or when you're eating onions.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nah, honestly, like...
You're hard ass.
You know what? No, I'll be honest. Like a movie could get me emotionally.
Yeah.
Movies, like, when you see somebody like an old person, something happened, stuff like that. You know what got me? I'll tell you something, just all joking aside, like, what was that Click movie? You remember that? Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
When like he turns around and like he told his dad, like, I know that stupid trick anyway, or something like that.
Yeah. Like the quarter trick or whatever it was.
I'm like, hold on 1 second. I thought this was supposed to be a funny movie. I didn't go into this movie thinking it's gonna like get you all teary. So for me, it's more like movies, and the music is a supplement. It's very rare that the music by itself can get me. You know what I mean? Like I don't listen to a particular song like, it's just not for me. It doesn't really work that way. It gets me kind of like it can amplify. It can amplify, but it doesn't really like trigger me that much compared to like the audio and the video.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm thinking if you had something, happen in your life that song was kind of tied to that event, then that probably would be more.
Yeah.
Like
that's how those Sublime songs are for me, because those were my two best friends through some years in high school.
Yeah.
One passed away he OD'd. The other one died in a car wreck, and it was just like gone way too young, So every time, like I don't cry every time I hear those songs, but it just like as soon as, no matter what I'm doing, it's like my brain just goes on pause, and I instantly think back to them, and it's like, man, that stinks. But at the same time, it's I'm happy that they were around. But yeah, the movie things, those are the ones that get me more than music does, because it's that whole, and especially like anything that has to do with like a father-son or a father-daughter relationship, because I'm thinking of either me and my dad or me and my kid, you know, and I'm like, is this how it's going to be? Like, am I doing all the right things?
Yeah.
So it's all that stuff that hits close to home, man. It just makes you like, oh, somebody mentioned Coco. Dang right, man. That daggum Coco movie got me like 3 different times.
That's funny.
Freaking Disney movies, man. They tear me up. There was one I watched recently. They got me, and I can't remember what it was, but I was like, "Dadgummit! Like, why?" So,
yeah, you know, like earlier today, I think
Footloose.
Philippines just won for the first time in the Olympics, right? First gold. You know, small country. We don't have an Olympic anything. You know, what I mean? And like the Olympic weightlifter. So she won, and I was just watching the ceremony, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm yawning again." That's the only reason. Lots of yawns over here. Just woke up.
It just brings it out. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I guess for me, it's not so much music necessarily by itself.
Yeah.
Oh, so those ones that get you, right? Those ones I wanted to ask you. Does it only get you when you're listening on, like, you know, very accurate speakers, or it has to be certain frequency response, otherwise it doesn't get you? Is that how that works?
Nothing like that. No, unfortunately, because then it would only get me every once in a while.
I got a question like that on mine. What was it? I forgot which speaker it was, but they're like, well, did it move you? Did it draw you in? Did the speakers draw you in? I'm like, I think the music is the one that's supposed to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Why would the speakers draw me in?
The speakers are just like the means to get you there, I guess.
It either conveys it.
What are you listening to? You know, you're listening to the speakers, or are you listening to, you know, what's going on the screen? Or
I could see the speakers being like making it easier, you know, like maybe bringing out something more. But that's the other thing, like I talk about, you know, that's the one thing I like about the data, is because, you know, mood can affect how you're going to review something. You know, like if you have I don't know, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but the data doesn't care what your mood is. The data is the data. Going left field from songs that get you in the feels. Have you guys seen this movie called The Little Things with Jared Leto? Oh my God, I'm just forgetting their names now. Hold on, I'm gonna Google this real fast. Denzel Washington and Rami Malek. Dude, that movie is crazy. It's a thriller type movie about a dude that's going through LA and like killing people, and they're trying to solve the crime. Yeah, that's a good movie if you like mystery thriller type movies.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Random thought. I watched it on the plane. That's why I thought of it. What do we got in here? Frozen 2.
Did Up get you?
Dude, the theme. Yes, it gets my wife every time. When
they're doing the little montage where like they're showing like the old man growing up.
Yes, and she passes away. Yeah,
if that doesn't get you,
dude. If that doesn't get you,
I don't watch.
You're not human
as much.
You're not human.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you. If that doesn't get you, there's something wrong.
I don't think it'll get Michael. I think he'd just be like, "That was cool. Not enough bass though. It wasn't enough bass in that."
I've had a few movies. Jessica and I watched one. It was probably a couple months ago, and I was like, I didn't expect that. You know, I was like, I was just hanging on. I was like, dang. It just got real sad, you know? And like, you're thinking, I guess what makes it sad is if you can somehow put yourself in their shoes. And if you can just stop and think, okay, if that was me, how would that have impacted me?
Right.
That's when it's really difficult for me, because it's like, oh crap, that's gotta suck, like bad, you know?
Right. So, yeah, you can relate to that.
I just feel like movies are pretty amazing, aren't they? Like they can make you feel a certain way. Like, what the heck? That's amazing. How does that work? That's crazy.
And then, you know,
somebody said Wonder. That's a good one. Have you guys seen Wonder? Oh man, that's a good one. Watch it with your kids.
I don't want to cry.
Dude,
I don't want to cry.
It's a good one.
I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. That was a Mariah Carey song.
You're funny.
I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. You're right. Yeah.